Hey, what's up guys? Flick here. Welcome back to another episode of the Wolves Career Mode. We're now up to episode 7 of this series, and it should be a good one as we look to finish up September and get into October 2017. Now, I do want to apologize in advance if my voice sounds any different in today's video. I'm getting over what I'm hoping is the end of a cold, so if my voice sounds any different, that's why, but I'm not going to focus on that. Let's focus on the career mode. We have 3 matches, of course, to play, the first one being an away match against Burton Albion, and then moving forward into October, 2 more interesting opponents, both of them home matches against Aston Villa and also Preston North End. Now, of course, we're still chasing Reading for the top spot in the championship, and we have yet to overtake them despite having a few opportunities, but dropping points has kind of been our downfall. We'll see if we can finally accomplish our goal of being top of the table by the end of the episode. I had quite a bit of interaction with you all in the last episode, and the first form of interaction came via a poll. I asked you which of our 3 Youth Academy players we should look to promote. The 3 options I outlined for you were Guillermo Noronha, our center forward, Felix Meyer, our right winger, who is also our Scouted Future star, and lastly, Daniel Amaral, our center back. And of the 3, Daniel Amaral did win the majority vote by a pretty fair margin, so out of the bunch, he will be the first player that I look to promote. But I saw what I found to be a very interesting comment from James Bailey. He said I should keep our Youth Academy products in the academy as they grow faster on their own, and then we should promote them to the senior squad once their physical stats are in a good shape. So let's look at Daniel Amaral's physical stats and see where we are at. He's by no means a not physical player. Of course, he's a physically strong player, so you'd expect him to have good physical stats, but definitely some room for improvement. I'd like to see his acceleration and sprint speed in the lower 80s before I promote him, and maybe his strength a bit higher as well. So we'll let him develop in the Youth Academy. We're in no rush to sign any more center backs because we have a total of 6 capable center backs in our team. So I really don't see a reason to sign him up quite yet. And instead, what we're going to end up doing is once our scout returns and he's finished up his 3 months in Portugal, I'll send him out and try to look for a goalkeeper. I feel like a goalkeeper is someone we can promote right away once we find one with a 94 potential. We can easily train him up, 10 overall points. That way we'll meet our Youth Academy objective while also having a backup goalkeeper for the future. Another point that I'd like to discuss before we play any matches today is our left center defensive mid position. Now, in the last episode, Prince had a breakthrough couple of matches, really scoring goals for fun, and in my opinion, securing a place in our starting 11 for a considerable amount of matches in this season. I'm going to start him today at that left center defensive mid position, but I wanted to outline our 3 options and let you guys decide who should be our starter per se at the left center defensive mid. So right now, I'm going to hop over to the squad hub so you guys can have a look at the players' performance in this short season that we've had, and that'll help you make an informed decision. And once we've gone over all the options, I'll open up a poll in the top right of your screen. So the first of the 3 options will be Ndiaye, and while he hasn't had the best stats this year, he is the highest rated out of the bunch, so that's definitely a perk to have. You know, he's going to play well in game. He's by no means a bad player, but he just hasn't really stood out to me. He's kind of just played that center defensive mid role, which isn't a bad thing per se. Now, Saiss, I like him because he's a left-footed player and we would play him on the left side. He has an incredible amount of clean sheets this year, a total of 8 out of 14 matches. So over half of his matches, he's led to a clean sheet, which is a pretty impressive number. Now, of course, Prince is the one who's scoring goals for fun. Currently, 3 goals and 2 assists out of only 7 matches. But interestingly enough, no clean sheets out of those 7 matches. So it seems like Prince kind of provides an attacking option, whereas Saiss provides a really strong defensive option. Of course, we're going to pair him along with Ruben Neves, who is getting a lot of assists this year, not necessarily scoring a lot of goals. So I hope that has helped you guys make a decision, and I'll open up that poll right now on the top right of your screen. Let me know which one of the 3 players that I went over should be our starting left center defensive mid. In case you weren't aware, this is what the league table looks like going into our match against Burton Albion. It looks like they will be sitting lower in the table. We have to scroll down, and they are sitting 23rd out of 24th, only winning 1 match and drawing 3 out of 10 games. Of course, we're looking to get a win here. I'd also like to mention that I have slightly updated our sliders. Cutsy released a new sliders video, And I'm not going to go over each setting that I changed, but if you are interested in seeing those settings that I did change, I'll leave a card in the top right of your screen. You can check out what is different compared to our original version of the sliders. You have to think we're the favorites going into this match, but it's always difficult playing against a 5 with the back formation, so this won't be an easy one. We're unfortunate to lose possession right there, and this is Warnock on the left side. He could send it across, he sends it a low one, and Willy Bolly got enough of it to clear it away, and looks like we might be on a counterattack of our own. We have a Phobie making the run down the side, and somehow he ended up with it. Playing a great through ball to Podence, has one defender left to beat, he'll stop, play it in the middle, this is a Phobie to shoot! And it's a one-on-one with the keeper. You have to get that at least on target. Disappointing stuff not to go up 1-0. Cody is taking no prisoners. Slipping through a Phobie, and this time he'll look to shoot from a bit further out. He'll go cross goal again. This time it's on target, and we've been all over Burton Albion in this one. To be fair, they've conceded the most goals in the championship so far, so you'd expect us to score a few in this one. Now it's Cavallero trying to play through Podence. I don't know how he's found him, and it could have been two. We've been all over Burton Albion so far, and we're going to look to keep it in their final third. This is Jota playing in the middle. Neves joining the attack, now slipping through Podence. He'll try the heel-to-heel flick, followed by a roulette. Still looking for options. A finesse shot from outside the box. Good effort to test the keeper, but Bywater can collect. Look at all that space in the middle. A Phobie, one defender left to beat. He skips by him. A Phobie's finishing. It has just been off today. Granted, he scored the goal, but that is twice. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He should be testing him at least. Corner kick chance for us. I'm going to whip this into the box, see if someone can get on it. Bywater able to punch it away. And it's going to be Burton Albion who collects. This is their striker Boyce playing it in the middle. Still with it, it's Lund. He has Boyce as an option. Instead he finds Varney. They really are working these wings. It's the only bit of space that we're giving them. Not a great cross, but the volley attempt going just wide of the post. Ruddy, maybe he had that covered, but if that was on target, it might have been 1-1. Phobie. The ball roll was just so smooth, and somehow it's fallen to Podence. We're getting shot after shot, but they're not on target. It's been our downfall so far. Free kick chance for Neves. I don't think we've scored a free kick goal yet this season, but this could be our chance. 2 bars of power over the wall, not even close. And we'll go into the break on that note. I'm really worried that we're going to let Burton Albion back into this game. We've had chances to really finish off this match in the first half, but because we haven't been able to test the keeper enough times, we've only had the 1 goal to show for it. We'll see how that reflects in these halftime statistics. I am not looking forward to seeing the shots on target. Yeah, we're about 50% in our shot on target accuracy. I'd like to see a lot better, but the rest of the stats look completely fine. 61% of the possession, we're dominating this game. And maybe this is a case where a substitute could help us out, so I'm going to take Jota off and bring on Enabakare. I haven't seen enough of him this season, and I really want him to stand out, have a breakthrough match. That way I can start him more or feature him as a sub. Set your watches, off we go. Good move by Enabakare. He's got some space, and we'll look to send in a far post cross. Maybe knock this back inside. It's worked well. The keeper has dived out of the way, and somehow Burton Albion, they are just getting away with chance after chance. I don't know how we didn't score from that. Nice tackle from Neves. He will find Enabakare, and trying to create some space for himself. He'll shoot far post, and that one will be going out for a corner kick. Roughly 30 minutes left to play, and we're still looking for that second goal. I don't know who's going to get it for us. We'll send in the cross to the middle. No one winning it, but we're going to hang on to possession with Podence. Now to Neves. Asking Podence to make a run, and not really helping him out. Finally, we play it back inside Doherty. Neves. This is Prince. Nice move, playing it in the middle. Great play! And Bywater makes what has probably been his 5th save so far. He's kept Burton Albion in this match. And our missed chances have also helped him out as well. About 15 minutes left in this one. I genuinely don't know if we'll be able to score a second goal, but I think bringing in a different striker might help us out. And Bonatini will be, of course, our only option at the striker position. So he'll be brought on. And then I'm going to strengthen up our midfield by subbing in Ndiaye for Prince. I swear, if that would have gone in, I don't know how I would have reacted, because Burton have hardly gotten a single shot on target, if they even have. And that just would have been typical. We had 85 minutes of chance after chance, breaking them down, and then they would simply score one. This might be Anabakari's chance. He's got it on his right foot. It goes across the keeper. And it took 90 minutes plus stoppage time for us to get the second goal. But we got it. And that'll see out the match for sure. 3 points today. And just a nice counterattack. I was worried Burton Albion would get that equalizing goal with one of their few chances in the entire match. But that's how you break a counterattack. Just Anabakari uses his pace. He's going to put it across the keeper, and no way he can get to that. Well done. That could have easily been a match where we won 3 or 4-0, but Burton Albion didn't even register a shot, so I was very happy with us defensively. Attacking-wise, we could have been more clinical, but man of the match today will go to Daniel Podence with a 9.4 rating. A couple other standout players, Ruben Neves with a 9.1 and Benikafobi with a 9.0. It seems like our decision to start Prince has paid off. He's approached us and let us know that he appreciates all the playtime he's been getting, and I'm going to try to carry that out as much as possible, making sure that our players are happy. Since it's now October, we'll go through our squad report, and I'll try to go a bit more quickly in this squad report. Looking back at the last episode that we did, I felt like it kind of dragged on for a bit longer than I would have liked, so I'm going to talk about less of the players and kind of just talk in a general sense. And if you guys do, of course, want to take a closer look at some of the player growth, you can just pause the video and see where our players are developing. But of course, we have been giving some of our younger players playtime in the cup matches, and I feel like that has been the biggest proponent of them growing in their overall. It's simply difficult to make sure that all of our players get playtime, but I think that we've done a pretty good job about it in this career mode. Using the 5 at the back formation has allowed us to start more of our center backs since we have so many good ones in this team. And having the option to use 3 of them in that 5 at the back formation has definitely been beneficial. But overall, just some very surprising growth from some of our older players like Marshall. Like, I wish I could understand the growth system better than I do right now. Like, I completely get our younger players growing and the players who are scoring goals growing, as well as the players that we're giving training time. But for players like Marshall, who's maybe featured in like 1 or 2 matches this entire season to be going up +1 or maybe even +2 by the end of the season, I just don't get it necessarily. But our players on loan don't seem to be growing too much, which is kind of discouraging. I'd like for them to be getting enough playtime. That's kind of the purpose for them going on loan, but hopefully by the end of the season that will be changing. As for the player training, I've only switched up one of the spots. I've taken out Cavallero and brought in House. We're working on his defending, also working on Neves' defending, dribbling for Gibbs White and Ronan, and shooting for Podence. Gero has approached us just before our Aston Villa match, and while he won't be a starter for us, I'm going to feature him on the bench, and he'll likely get a bit of playtime so that he can stay happy. And this is what the league table looks like going into the Aston Villa fixture. Reading still top and still winning matches. Surprisingly, Aston Villa is all the way down in 20th. I would have expected them to be higher up in the table. Luckily, we've had quite some time between our last match and this one, so our squad is fully rested, and I'm pretty confident going into this fixture. We've been scoring goals, and clearly we're doing well defensively, so all those signs point to 3 points today. While Aston Villa may not be as good as the last time I did a career mode with them, they still got some decent players in there. JT in defense and Jack Grealish at the center attacking mid position. What a ball. And fair play if they score this one. Hogan is going for the near post effort, and although it was a great through ball to find him, the finishing was not up to scratch. Jota once again. He might be able to get the shot off, and finally testing Johnston. That's what I want to see. More shots on target, more testing the keeper. Phobie asking for it, and he will get provided the ball. Splitting a few defenders and playing it across. It's an open net for Cavallero, and that'll be 1-0 for Wolves. Simple as that, and Cavallero getting on the score sheet. I'm sure you guys are going to like that. You wanted me to start him more often, and because of the Costa injury, here he is scoring a goal. It's another nice through ball play to Hogan. He missed the first chance, and this time it's Bully who is not letting him through on goal once again. And now we've got some space with Neves and to Podence. Now Phobie. Looking for options. He's able to find Cavallero. We might get some 1-2 play between him and the fullback. Vinagre back again to Cavallero. Now inside to Podence. Has Jota as an option. and he gets by a defender. Maybe we can send in another cross the far post. He was looking for Cavallero in the middle. Just too much traffic inside the 18-yard box. Didn't work out. There's Hogan once again. He messed up a chance earlier, but now he's going to play it outside. Nice play from Aston Villa, and they are close to getting this equalizing goal. We're going to need to get a second if we want any chance at winning this one. At least that's my opinion right now. Who knows? Maybe we can hang on to the clean sheet, but it's not looking great. Phobie, nice ball to find him. We'll cut it inside and somehow got taken away. We'll keep the pressure up. Jack Grealish distributing it out wide. Robert Snodgrass. We're applying the pressure. Aston Villa are very tentative to move the ball forward, and we keep pressing them. I mean, if they can't get it past our midfield, then they're not going to score goals. And if we can go into the break with just a 1-0 advantage, I'd be fine with that. Here's Snodgrass, though. Still looking for options in the middle. Finally, the shot. And this time they're going to hit the crossbar. Aston Villa have been so unlucky so far. And I just want to hang on to this lead. We're going to clear that away. And we'll take the lead at the break. We need to get the second goal. You could even argue Aston Villa was the better side if you really kind of disregard the shots on target. They had more shots. They had more possession. And they had more clear-cut opportunities to score. But we had the one that was in front of goal. And we were able to convert on ours. Need to get this cleared. Well done by Doherty. And Prince able to get it forward. Now we can start playing it out to the wings. Podence. Out wide to Cavallero. Now into a Phobie. Waiting for Cavallero to make his run. Still on the ball. It's a Phobie. He's beaten a few players. He needs to find a way to cut this back inside. Looking for the pass. This is Podence. The shot! I don't know what that was for an effort, but it goes out for a goal kick. Nice ball. Both to find a Phobie and the distribution by a Phobie. Jota cutting it inside. Looking for Phobie in the middle. We'll get the shot off, and again, it's saved from the keeper. We have 20 minutes left to hang on. I think we're going to end up with a very similar result to the one against Burton Albion, where we might get that second goal in like the 90th minute. But who knows? We need to hang on to this 1-0 advantage and just treat it like that. This is Cavallero cutting it inside, looking for the pass. This is Podence. Tackled, and it'll be cleared. We're going to use all three of our substitutions at this point. About 15 minutes left to play. And this time around, I'm going to go for more attacking substitutions, playing Ronan on the left. On the right, we're going to give Gero his playtime. Actually, what would be best is if I swapped Gero and Ronan. Gero's left-footed, Ronan's right-footed, and at least I think he's right-footed. Yeah, and that would make the most sense, at least to me. That leaves us with one more change. Saiz hasn't gotten any playtime today, so I'm going to swap him and Prince. Think he might be offside. Keeper is coming out. Yeah, that was a close one, but our defense stepped up just in time to put off the attacker. We probably got away with one there. Here we go. This is Podence, still trying to send in that low-driven cross. This time he's going to cut it back inside. He has the defender beaten for pace. And we're going to work it around. I think this is going to be Connor Ronan on the right. He's gotten by one defender, lofting it across. A good one as well. Johnston, the diving save to punch it out. 4 minutes left to hang on. There's Gabby Agbonlahor finding Jack Grealish. Great ball played through. Ruddy making a save when we needed him to most, and it's a corner kick for Aston Villa. Keepers come up. Well, I think if we can get this one cleared, that should be match done for us. Keepers hustling back, and we're going to keep applying the pressure. Ref's not even having it, and this one will end at 1-0. We're struggling to score multiple goals. I will say that with these new sliders, but as long as we keep on picking up results, I'm not complaining. And we were able to level out the stats a bit more in the second half. We ended up pretty equal with Aston Villa, except that we did have the shots on target advantage, which may explain our 1 goal. Man of the match today, I don't think there is much question about it. Cavallero scored the only goal. He will get man of the match. We have our final youth scouting report attached from Portugal, and I've been pretty happy with this first scouting network. Although we haven't signed too many players to our youth academy, the 2 that we have signed have been pretty promising, and I guess it's the quality over quantity in this case scenario. But I'm still looking to add some players, and we might have one with Rui Faria. He has a value of 180,000, and for me that's enough to sign him up. We'll take a chance on him, and see if he can fulfill that potential. Moving on, we'll see if we can find any more, but that won't be the case, and that will end our scouting network in Portugal. In order to get a better idea of what country we should scout next, I look back at the comments of the first episode of this series, and a lot of you said that the countries in Africa tend to bring back good results. And a lot of you actually mentioned Nigeria as a specific country that brings back great results for you guys. I already expressed my interest in finding a goalkeeper for this next scouting network. So we'll be sending our scout over to Nigeria for 3 months looking for a goalkeeper. Once we find one with 94 potential, we'll let them sit in our youth academy a little bit more, and whoever is the best prospect after those 3 months have ended, that'll be the one we train up and eventually convert to our starting goalkeeper in a couple seasons time. I don't know how long this is going to last, but going into our match against Preston North End, we are top of the table. And to be fair, we've played some very lower quality opponents, at least in terms of where they stand in the league table. Aston Villa sitting 21st, Preston North End sitting 23rd, and Burton Albion sitting 24th. This is the chance for us to really secure our spot at the top of the table and continue to increase our very high goal differential. You might be able to tell that I've changed our starting lineup a little bit for this match against Preston North End. The reason for that is that we have a match in the Carabao Cup against Watford in just 3 days time, and that's the round of 16. I want to feature a few crucial players in our starting 11 for that match, and I think we can get by with this rotated lineup against Preston North End. They're not doing well in the league. We still have our players that are bagging goals like Afobe and our creator Podane, so I think this squad is more than enough, and this will kind of give a chance for some of our younger players to still get play time while allowing our more experienced players and crucial first team players to still feature in the next match. Preston are featuring almost an identical lineup to us in terms of the formation. In the past, I found it very difficult to break down these 4-2-3-1s. I'm hoping it won't be the case today because the quality of our side is better than Preston's, but you just never know. Podane's running through. He needs to find a way to cut this one inside. He's gone by a few defenders, and that is just a magical bit of dribbling by Daniel Podane. He's just so good, guys, and that's why he's one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player in this Wolves side. He just knows how to skip by defenders, and since we've been working on his finishing and his shooting, more often than not, he's been putting those chances by the keeper. Nicely done by Afobe. This should be a second. Too heavy of a touch, though. Maybe should have held off the sprint button there because we had the defender beat, but I wanted to make sure the second defender didn't catch up. I'll keep that in mind later on.
I like the look of this attack.
Long shot from Afobe. Okay. A low-driven one, but it wasn't far off. I'd like to see that more from Afobe. Most of his goals in this career mode have been from inside the 18-yard box, and that's fair. He's a physical player. He likes to really secure himself in that box, but I'd like to see more long shots from him because those are a bit more exciting. It's 1-0 at the break. I'm pretty happy about that, and compared to our last two matches, I'm feeling more confident going into the next 45 minutes. I think we can get a second or maybe even a third goal. It'll be an early day for some of our other starters. Afobe will be brought off and Bonatini will be subbed on. I'm going to bring Gero on the left mid position, and we're also going to switch things up at center attacking mid. I think Enna Bakare is probably our best suited substitute to fill in that role. Preston have looked better in the second half, and that was a great turn to get by our defender. The finesse shot, though, was well wide of the target, but like I just mentioned, Preston are looking dangerous. We need to watch out. Nice job to hold up the play. Giro might be able to play this through. He's still on it. Finding the pass inside. Bonatini had options around him, but is just getting too crowded inside the box. We might be able to win this back. No, actually, it's Pearson playing through to Welsh. Preston are going to pour forward attackers. They need to get this equalizing goal with just 20 minutes left. And they still are looking very dangerous. They haven't let off since their initial attack, and they have an open player. Good track back from Ronan, and I think we just need to start playing more defensively. With that said, this is Bonatini through on goal. Seeing an open option in the middle. He'll play the pass, and Gero, a clear-cut chance to make it two. Had to shoot it on his non-preferred right foot. and he put it wide. Well, that's another match where we just grinded out the result. We were the better team. Would have liked to have gotten the second goal, but it's enough to pick up the 3 points, and ultimately that's all that matters. It was Daniel Podence who got man of the match with a 9.0 rating. Miranda with an 8.0 rating. I might have to consider starting him more as a center back because I was very impressed with what he did. He won a lot of headers out of the air and just overall just a rock in the back. But guys, that'll bring an end to today's episode of the Wolves career mode. Hope you have enjoyed it. I'm really happy that we were able to pick up some good results. If you did enjoy today's episode, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.